In this video, we'll explore how incident handling is supported in SecureVisio, covering detection engineering, UEBA-based anomaly detection, and automated responses through playbooks. Let's quickly recap what we offer as a platform for effective and intelligent incident handling. What we provide. SecureVisio integrates SIEM, SOAR, and UEBA to support the entire incident management process from detection to response and reporting. We deliver all core capabilities required by a modern security teams, including centralized log management, real-time event correlation and analysis, anomaly detection powered by UEBA, customizable dashboards for operational visibility, detection engineering through flexible, scriptable rules and built-in threat logic, automated reaction through SOAR playbooks, and compliance-ready reporting. But here's what makes SecureVisio stand out. We offer our own fully integrated CMDB and risk management system, giving you rich, real-time context for every incident, including IP addresses, asset owners, asset locations, applied safeguards, related business processes, and current risk posture. This built-in context isn't just for enrichment. It powers smarter detection, more effective response automation, more granular notifications, and tailored playbooks that fit the unique structure of your organization. The incident list interface. Let's begin by looking at the incident list interface. Each incident displayed includes a unique ID, a priority rating based on real risk, initially shown as a color-coded dot, its status, creation date, incident type, user type, and more. You can immediately filter incidents based on any condition from asset type, risk score, or business impact to time range or severity, giving analysts a quick, focused view. Risk-based alert prioritization. So how are these priorities determined? SecureVisio uses a powerful correlation and scoring engine that evaluates multiple dimensions. Priority set in the detection rule. Custom prioritization rules based on context. System-driven escalations, threat intelligence matches, or IP blacklisting, and manual overrides by analysts. For example, priority can be automatically raised based on whether the asset is internet-facing, how critical the asset or its business process is, if vulnerabilities are associated with it. This ensures alerts are not treated equally, but are ranked by real risk, helping your team focus on what truly matters. Creating a simple priority rule. Let's walk through a quick example of priority tuning. In the filter, we select an asset type, a server that also functions as a database. For classification, we choose personal data. We name the rule. Asset is a database server processing personal data. Then we configure the platform to automatically increase incident priority by 3 for any alert tied to assets matching this profile. This simple rule demonstrates how easily SecureVisio supports automated, context-aware escalation based on asset value and data sensitivity. Let's move on to other elements of the SecureVisio interface. At the top of the interface, you'll find tools to add or edit incidents, assign to analysts or teams, add internal comments, link related incidents, set up notification rules, and more. You can filter incidents using virtually any condition, whether you're looking for events involving specific assets, targeting certain risk levels, narrowing down by time range, or focusing on business-critical processes. Notification logic. To keep the right people informed at the right time, SecureVisio offers flexible notification settings. Notifications can be triggered based on minimum asset criticality, changes in status or priority, association with specific business processes. You can then target specific users or teams and choose how notifications are delivered, whether via email, SMS, or integrated collaboration tools. Incident lifecycle. Let's look at how SecureVisio models the lifecycle of an incident. Our platform follows a practical, flexible structure. A new event is registered. Triage begins, typically automated. If it's determined to be noise, it's false positive. If it's valid, it's incident. If a data breach is confirmed, it's breach. Once resolved, it's closed. Diving into an incident summary view. Clicking on a specific incident opens the summary tab. At the top, SecureVisio displays quick asset details pulled directly from our CMDB. You'll immediately see the asset owner, asset name, organizational unit, and profile. Below that, you get precise network location, security zone, IP address, criticality level, and applied safeguards. On the right-hand panel, our risk engine displays real-time risk context, such as high risk of internet exposure. Next, you'll find detailed event metadata, including source and destination info. Beneath that, SecureVisio displays associated risk factors and presents them in an interactive risk matrix. You'll also see results from our knowledge base, showing if source or destination, IP, URLs, or hashes are already known or flagged. A script execution history gives you full transparency into automation. Other available tabs include suggested SOAR playbooks based on incident type and context, full history of actions taken, UEBA insights with behavioral anomalies, attached files or logs, compliance mapping, and automated risk analysis aligned to frameworks like ISO 27001. Let's take a moment to highlight how our approach to incident handling stands out. SecureVisio doesn't just collect alerts, it understands them in real organizational context. Incidents are prioritized based on actual business risk, not just technical severity. This includes asset criticality, exposure level, and relevance to key business processes. Each incident is automatically enriched with detailed CMDB data, including asset ownership, location, associated services, and process roles. You can further analyze risks related to the incident, including applied safeguards, known vulnerabilities, mapped threat scenarios. SecureVisio also dynamically generates attack paths, visually outlining how a compromise could propagate across your network, exposing additional assets or processes. This context-driven approach ensures your team always understands not just what happened, but what's at stake and what to do next, detection rules, and incident creation. Now, let's talk about how incidents are actually created in SecureVisio. Before alerts can be generated, a few components need to be in place. Log sources must be integrated and directed to collectors. Parsers and security policies must be applied. Cyber assets must be onboarded into the CMDB and properly licensed. Collectors should be linked to your security topology map. And lastly, detection rules need to be defined. Detection rules in SecureVisio help you identify suspicious activity, anomalies, malicious behaviors. These rules analyze event data from multiple sources, such as firewalls, servers, applications, or endpoints, and are written in a SQL-like language, allowing for expressive, logical conditions. Detection logic in SecureVisio is built on a unified schema, a standardized data model that defines what fields exist: source IP, destination port, event type. What data types are expected: text, numbers, timestamps, IPS. And how these fields are normalized and interpreted. SecureVisio supports over 200 schema fields, including basic fields, parsed directly from raw log data, dictionary-based fields mapped from internal value sets, and logical fields which evaluate to Boolean conditions, true/false, based on rule logic. This schema allows you to write portable, vendor-agnostic rules that work across all your data sources. Let's take a closer look at a real rule. Privilege escalation using domain admin on host. When we search and open the rule, we see that every rule is version controlled, allowing full tracking and rollback of any changes. On the right side of the interface is the rule script editor, where the logic itself is written. In the Event tab, we define the rule category and set the aggregation window, determining how long we wait to collect related events before evaluating them. In the Incident tab, we configure the triggering entity, whether the alert should be tied to the source, destination, or user involved. We also define a default priority for alerts triggered by this rule, which feeds directly into our risk-based scoring engine. Next, we assign associated security policies, ensuring that this rule aligns with internal compliance or risk frameworks. Finally, before deploying, we can test the rule logic in a controlled environment, ensuring accuracy and minimizing false positives. Once your detection logic is defined and validated, you are ready to rely on continuous monitoring. This is where behavioral analytics come into play. UEBA. UEBA detects threats by correlating events related to specific users or assets and identifying behavior that deviates from what is considered normal based on historical patterns over time. It focuses on detecting unusual traffic, unauthorized access, and suspicious or malicious activity across its systems and services. SecureVisio's UEBA functionality provides detailed behavior insights for users or assets within incident or vulnerability views, giving analysts valuable context. It offers alert-driven support for identifying high-risk behavior or potential volume-based attacks. It enables anomaly event generation, which can serve as a trigger to create a full security incident. This contextual behavioral data helps answer key questions such as, is this behavior repetitive or part of a broader trend? Does the same user or asset appear in other suspicious events? What role does this asset or user play in the business context? The UEBA tab presents anomalies in a table format with key metrics. Anomalies show how many detection algorithms contributed to the anomaly. Orange means one algorithm, red means multiple. SCORE represents the number of 1-hour windows where anomalies occurred, helping evaluate whether issues happen all day or in bursts. For entity behavior analytics, it shows the affected IP address, asset name, and associated hosts. For user behavior analytics, it displays the username, login, and related users. Profile indicates the behavioral profile associated with the asset or user. Alerts display if critical alerts with severity greater than 20 occurred. Red means at least one serious anomaly. Rules represent the number of different rules that triggered the anomaly. Events show the total events related to the user or asset during the selected time frame. Duration provides a visual timeline between the first and last occurrence of the anomaly. Additional UEBA features. In the extended view, you can add a Rules tab for the asset showing alerts over time, anomaly reasons, anomaly score, and the number of related events. You can set specific days and time ranges for visual analysis and use toggle controls to enable anomaly charts per algorithm. You can also drill into the logs or events directly by clicking chart bars and selecting either the event or log browser. So far, we've seen how SecureVisio presents behavioral anomalies and gives analysts tools to explore them visually. But how does the platform actually determine what is normal behavior and when something truly stands out as risky? How UEBA works behind the scenes. Profiling. In the UEBA module, user and asset behavior is analyzed based on profiles to which each entity is assigned. The purpose of profiling is to group together assets and users that perform similar roles in the environment. By learning the behavior patterns that are typical for a given profile across a broader sample of activity, SecureVisio can more effectively identify deviations from the norm. For assets, profiles might include network and security devices, trusted servers, privileged workstations, standard desktops, or mobile devices. Based on how a given asset behaves within its profile, UEBA determines what activity should be considered typical for that group. For users, profiles can be based on their access level and daily tasks. Standard users operate within their assigned systems as part of routine work, while privileged users such as administrators possess broader access for configuration and maintenance tasks. Guests, on the other hand, are external or temporary users whose activity is less predictable. Profiling is not only about categorization, it directly influences event scoring and prioritization. Detection rules can assign different anomaly scores depending on the profile, allowing for more context-aware threat detection that reflects the real risk to the organization. Host and user rules. Profiling is only one part of behavior-based threat detection. Equally important are host and user rules, which define the events that should be tracked. Host rules are linked to assets defined in the SecureVisio CMDB, while user rules correspond to individuals identified through integrations with directory services such as Microsoft Active Directory. Each rule contains key information, including its name and category, the number of detected events within the selected time range, the affected hosts or users and their profiles, a visual timeline of rule activity, and whether the rule can trigger an incident. If a rule is event only, the incident trigger column will display none. Analysts can interact with rule data directly. Inline filters at the top of the screen make it easy to narrow results. Right-clicking a rule opens a context menu, enabling editing or quick access to the event viewer with all related events. Selecting a rule displays the list of associated hosts or users in a side panel, where analysts can exclude entities, adjust their event priority, create incidents, or open the log and event browser with pre-filtered data. The peers column provides an additional option to explore potential attack paths by pivoting from the current host or user to related assets. From the host or user list, you can exclude a host or user from the rule, lower the priority of future events involving them, create an incident directly, or open the log and event browser with filtered data. Why rules matter. Host and user rules form a key workspace for cybersecurity analysts. Beyond the anomalies visible in EBA and UEBA views, these rules offer a detailed look into ongoing system activity. User rules are naturally a subset of host rules because user behavior always involves some asset interaction, such as IP addresses or devices. The live rule activity list is a valuable source of insight, giving analysts real-time visibility into what is happening across the IT environment. Incident response scenarios. SecureVisio comes with a rich set of predefined incident response scenarios, but you can freely edit them. Let's open one of them. At the top, you'll find the visible position. When enabled, this scenario will appear as an option during playbook execution in the incident response process. Just below, you'll see a list of triggering relations such as detection rules, involved assets, associated business processes, and more. This flexibility allows you to design response logic that reflects your unique organizational structure and risk model. Scroll further down to view the steps and plans, which are made up of conditions and actions. There are two types of conditions. Standard conditions require operator input, such as confirming whether to block or unblock a user account or workstation, close an incident, or reclassify it as a false positive. Based on these inputs, the platform suggests the most appropriate response. Scripted conditions are marked with the sigma symbol. These are evaluated automatically based on embedded logic. For example, a script might check whether an IP address is public. Depending on the result, the system will execute different sets of follow-up actions. Within each condition, you'll find system actions, automated operations that SecureVisio can perform. These include adding an IP address to a firewall blacklist, disabling an Active Directory user account, changing incident or vulnerability statuses, and querying threat intelligence databases. We provide an extensive library of built-in actions, but you can also define your own to support custom integrations and workflows. Manual execution of system actions. You can also execute individual actions manually outside of a scenario if needed. Let's walk through an example of blocking a user account. We begin by searching for the user account log entry using the filter icon and keyword. Once located, we open its details in a new tab. There, under the Input Parameters section, we see the fields required for executing the action, such as the administrator's login and password. What's missing in this case is the username of the account we want to block. After filling in the value, we click the Run Script button. If everything is configured correctly, confirmation will appear at the bottom of the screen within seconds. Integration with threat intelligence. SecureVisio includes an internal knowledge base, which stores a wide range of threat artifacts including domain names, file names, URLs, email addresses, IP addresses, and more. You can search the database by selecting the artifact type and entering a value. The knowledge base can be powered by multiple external reputation sources, including commercial and open CTI feeds. Once populated, this threat intelligence becomes available across the platform, enhancing detection rules, enriching incidents, and enabling automated response actions. Advanced correlation engine, real context, real insights. That concludes our walkthrough of incident handling from UEBA profiling and user and host rules to anomaly detection, rule-based scoring, and incident creation workflows. All of these capabilities come together in the core of the platform with the advanced correlation engine, which provides real context and real insights for threat detection. What truly sets SecureVisio apart is the depth of context available during correlation. Instead of simply matching patterns across technical events, the platform correlates data across multiple layers, including assets and their criticality, detected vulnerabilities and exposures, business processes impacted, risk assessments and attack vectors, historical incidents, and behavioral anomalies. All of this is available to the correlation engine, enabling real-time detection of complex threats, prioritization based on business impact, and automatic incident creation. Additionally, the system supports event-to-event and event-to-incident correlations, context-aware prioritization with scoring based on asset profiles, a visual rule editor for intuitive correlation design, profiling of attack paths, and threat scenarios not only for known risks, but also for emerging behaviors and many more capabilities. Next, we will explore how vulnerability management works in the desktop application.